a Utah powerhouse, 17-time state champion, with room for an 18th banner. The second most decorated volleyball program in state history, a school with long tradition and legacy. A tradition and legacy of success and championships. The Lady Rebels now take the court, carrying that legacy proudly. This is Rich Volleyball. And now, here is your voice of the Rich High Rebels, Cody Olson.
Welcome, Rich Rebel fans, to another segment of Rich Lady Volleyball here in Randolph, the best place that you could possibly be. We're getting ready for some volleyball between the Tabiona Tigers and your Rich Lady Rebels. These Lady Rebels will be taking the court in about 20 minutes from now. Until then, we have a great pregame show brought to you by the town of Randolph, home of the Rich Rebels. Good luck from Mayor Lynn West and board members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Larry Kennedy, Melanie Lamb, and Clerk Lana Peart. We'll hear from them, and then we'll set the scene for tonight's game. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich High Rebel Volleyball on 98.3 with video coverage online at mylocalradio.com.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of almost 6,300 feet and with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that's one reason the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, respect, a love for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Lynn Weston and the town board proudly support the Rich Rebels and hope you'll be able to visit soon and come back often.
Atlas Home Care and Hospice provides skilled nursing and physical therapy services in your home in Rich County. In-home service providers include Natalie Cornea, Kylie Argyle, Brady Stokes, and Bradley Holmes. Call Atlas Home Care and Hospice today.
Rich Rebel fans, we are going to be joining you momentarily for this great matchup between the Tabiona Tigers and the Rich Lady Rebels. Dipping into our scene set now, brought to you by Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, Bear Lake, Utah, and Idaho. Plan your family fun vacation today. Visit bearlake.org. The Rich Rebels 11-7 overall. Dominating wins over Mount Vernon and Manila in the rearview mirror for Rich as they get ready for the last couple events of volleyball until the state tournament. It is already upon us, and it is crazy. On the other hand, Tabiona, they're 10-5 on the year, 5-1 in region, and believe it or not, these Tabiona Tigers are ranked second in region behind ICS. We are currently behind them in the polls in region. Rhodes with a huge contribution to this team. We'll dive more into the scene set, but until then, let's take a quick break as you're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Volleyball on 98.3 The Wildlife, as well as on mylocalradio.com.
When you think about Bear Lake, think family, fun, fishing, beaches, boats, green, and great food. Think water, wildlife, trails, and shakes, snow, scenery, and sun. Think summer. Go to bearlake.org and plan your visit today. Visit Scenic Idaho.
Welcome, Rich Rebel fans. If you're just joining us now on 98.3 after a short little blip of music, we are welcoming you to this great game between the Tabiona Tigers and the Rich Lady Rebels. We're going to dive into the scene set now. The scene set, grateful as it's part of our Town of Randolph pregame show. This volleyball scene set is going to give us a little glimpse into each of these teams now, as it's just fantastic to be in the gym and around the fans, close to the students and close to the players. It is time for volleyball. Let's go ahead and touch up on these these two teams tonight. The Lady Rebels welcome region opponent Tabiona, whom they beat earlier in the year by quite a safe margin, a 3-0 sweep by the Lady Rebels, as we'll dive more into that in the Lake Town Ledger later on. Tonight, the Lady Rebels take on the Tigers here at home before they ship off tomorrow and go to Richfield for tournament play before the state tournament. Tonight, we look forward to seeing everyone at full strength, as we should have back starting setter for the Rebels, Taylor McKee, and Ellie Argyle, each of them a huge production in terms of this team. The Tabiona Tigers, 10-5 on the year, 5-1 in region, having only lost to Rich in region play at this moment. Since then, they've beat Parowan, they've beat Wayne, and while losing to Manti is what their last match has been like on the 2nd of October. Tabiona sits above Rich in the region standings, but not above Rich in RPI, as tonight the Rich Rebels can take the second spot behind ICS with a win over the Tabiona Tigers. The Lady Rebels have but a short few weeks to get ready for their run to the state tournament at UVU near the end of the month. This is the time of year that you can lean on your superstars and lean on those you can trust the most. It is go time, and no time for dilly-dallying. The time for finding rotation, the time for finding chemistry, that's past. It's in the rearview mirror. It is time for the state tournament now. Coach Lamborn likes her rotations. She likes how this team has proven themselves, and she likes being able to play teams in a higher classification, thus the record, but still they're standing in RPI. They look forward, I'm going to keep painting this picture in this narrative, look forward to a matchup against ICS, whether in the state championship or late in the state tournament. Until then, the Rebels have Tabiona, the Richfield tournament, and then they end the year with Manila in regular season play. And that's what we can look forward to. Best thing you can do is take one step at a time. It is Neon Night, as we're going to go ahead and touch up on Neon Night, and it is Senior Night as well. Getting these girls excited, covering them, and hoping that everything can go swimmingly is the hope. That has been the scene set brought to you by Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau. Visit bearlake.org today. After this, we'll dip into the Coaches Show, brought to you by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. We'll be right back on the Town of Randolph pregame show as you're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Volleyball on 98.3, as well as on mylocalradio.com.
Whatever takes you to Evanston, whether it's high school sports, a teaching conference, music festivals, speech and debate, or your job, always book your hotel reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With 165 ground-level rooms on 10 acres, the Best Western offers everything you need, including newly renovated rooms, a business office, workout room, outdoor pool, and full-service restaurant, plus complimentary breakfast with every stay. Whenever you're in Evanston, make your hotel reservations with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
They say the three most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you will get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Welcome back, Rich Rebel fans. We're getting ready for the Coaches Show, brought to you by Stacy's Repair on the Town of Randolph pregame show. It is quite the pleasure to be able to meet with coaches all the time. Unfortunately, this time around, I was not able to get a hold of Tabiona this week, as life sometimes gets busy, as I'm sure everybody who has ever lived on this earth can probably attest to. However, we won't be hearing from Tabiona. We can cover them a little bit more after we hear from Coach Wendy Lamborn after this quick break. We'll come back and hear from Coach Lamborn right after these quick messages on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich High Rebel Volleyball on 98.3 as well as on mylocalradio.com.
Time flies, especially when you're having fun. This is Jeremy Rex, manager at T-Bar S in Evanston. It's hard to believe that we've been here almost a year with our new management team and staff. Did you know that you can have your vehicle detailed, your windshield replaced, chip repair done, or get your trailer refinished or rewired at T-Bar S? Of course, we are a full-service collision repair shop, too. You can even change your oil and your brakes. Visit T-Bar S today. Let T-Bar fix your car. 515 County Road, Evanston.
Evanston Regional Hospital is an affiliate of the University of Utah Health. Our partnership builds on a long tradition of collaboration between Evanston Regional Hospital and University of Utah Health. Inside these doors, our dedicated staff is committed to being your caring partner in your healthcare journey. Whether you need an MRI or surgery, are expecting a new baby, or you're having a heart attack, Evanston Regional Hospital is here to help. Evanston Regional Hospital. Healing begins here.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
Joined here on the Coach's Corner with Coach Wendy Lamborn. Wendy, it is Monday. It is the start of the week. How are you looking forward to this week? How are you feeling overall?
You know, we're just trying to hold it all together. We've had some injuries that we've had to deal with that kind of have thrown us for a little bit of a loop for a minute, but we got good news today that our setter's going to probably be back. So, but we were able to just go with it this weekend and go with the flow. And so it's kind of been a roller coaster for us for a minute.
I was going to ask, that was going to be my first question, and you beat me to the punch. Taylor McKee should be coming back. Is there any other people that we should be seeing at full strength coming up this week for Tabiona and for the Richfield tournament?
We had Ellie out with a sprained ankle as well, and I think she's obviously going to be back. So having those two back, that'll be good to get the team back together. But, I was super proud of the girls that filled in the spots. Kaylee Hatch hasn't set for me all year, and yet she just keeps doing it in practice and was able to just step up, and I thought she did an excellent job.
What does that tell you about the versatility of your team? Do you feel like that will be a strength if that were to happen in the state tournament?
I do. That's how we practice. We practice in all different scenarios every time with different setters, with different girls. Every drill we do is different for that very reason, because volleyball's kind of crazy. You're right on top of each other's feet, and there's that chance of happening, but I don't want it to ever mess with their heads, so that's how we practice. So I don't think it really affected them much, but, whenever you have some big news like that, it always affects you a little bit.
Always have to be on your toes. Coach, I had a question for you. There's opportunities throughout the entire volleyball season to choose a tournament. Why we don't go to this place? Why we don't go to that place? What made you choose Richfield?
We've been doing Richfield for several years, probably 10 plus years. Richfield is good for us. It's a big bite to chew for us because we're just the little guys, and we end up going to a 3A tournament, and and we've done well there. Some years we've done really well, some years we've won it. It's just, when if you play a high level of volleyball, You know, win or lose, you're just going to make yourself better. And our ultimate goal is to be the best we can be for state, and that's the best setup I think that we can go to Richfield, and that's going to be the best thing for us.
Coach, Rich doesn't necessarily have the best win-to-loss ratio in the region right now, but they're still highly ranked in the RPI and considered a very top-tier volleyball program. Why do you feel that your team is getting such high recognition in the RPI despite the win-loss record right now?
You know,
Special thanks to Coach Lamborn. We're going to go ahead and recognize some seniors tonight, as it is a very special night for these girls. We're also going to honor some Tabiona seniors as well. Abby Rhodes will be honored for Tabiona. Obviously, these will also be the Candace Bagley of Tabiona. Gracie Fabrizio, the senior. Briella Allred. McKinley Strebel also will be honored as well. Good luck to those seniors for Tabiona. Thank you for coming out to Rich. We're going to get into the seniors for your Rich Rebels.
Senior Cassidy Grohl, daughter Sean and April Grohl and Sherry Grohl.
Cassidy Grohl, Sean and April Grohl and Sherry Grohl.
Kaylee Hatch, daughter of Russell and Joelle Hatch.
Kaylee Hatch, daughter of Russell and Joelle Hatch.
Dixie Huffaker, daughter of Sheree
Dixie Huffaker, daughter Shelby Huffaker and Cherie Pinter.
Brittany Lamborn, daughter of
Brittany
Dale
Lamborn,
and Wendy Lamborn.
Dale and Wendy Lamborn.
Ambria Lutz, daughter of Darren
Ambria
and Sheree
Lutz, daughter of Darren and Cherie Lutz.
Taylor McKee, daughter of Gary
Taylor
and Amber
McKee, daughter of Gary and Amber McKee.
Annie Peart, daughter of George and Danielle Peart.
Annie Peart,
Mackenzie Smith,
daughter of George and
Teresa Smith.
Dana Peart. Mackenzie Smith, daughter of Glenn and Teresa
Senior
Smith.
volleyball manager Natalie Perry, daughter of Nate and
Natalie
Amber
Perry as well will be recognized as the manager for the volleyball team. Daughter of Nate and Amber Perry.
We have one senior cheerleader, Caitlin Nye.
Senior cheerleader Caitlin Nye, daughter of Steve and Carrie Willis.
We're so proud of you and for the way you act and behave. Thank you.
Thank you so much to these seniors. This is going to be part of our Lutz Construction lineup as well. Special thanks to Lutz Construction. Excavation and landscape, premier commercial and residential excavation and landscaping. We dig Bear Lake. Call 435-946-8678. How great is it to have these seniors out here just representing this school? Big cheer for these seniors. This is their final stop for volleyball, at least. We'll see a couple of these girls in basketball, I know for sure. And other sports, they have been great representatives and a exemplary, just an amazing example to the school and to the students around everybody.
Hold on 1 minute.
We're going to have Kaylee Hatch take.
First off, we want to thank our amazing power couple managers. They did everything for us, like everything. So first we have Natalie. I'd like to thank Natalie for actually making the service seat board eligible for us to read. Thank you for bringing us snacks before practice and brightening our moods. We're so glad you joined our family this year and for doing so much for us. Trey, there are seriously no words to describe how amazing Trey is, and how much he does for us. We love you all so much and appreciate you, especially when you put us in practice and you totally whoop our butts in the games. But Tia for being our actual mom on court and for taking care of us no matter what has happened. She seriously feeds us, clothes us, bandages us up when we're hurt, and makes sure we're always taken care of.
We get a little presentation of the thank yous from the volleyball team to those that have really helped them out.
I want to thank Burdette for always putting up with us to practice. Some days it's a little iffy and puts up with us too. One time, when Wendy was gone, practice was a little rough and we all weren't feeling it. But all of a sudden, this little line pops up out of the ground and Burdette took a tumble. And we shouldn't have laughed, but we did. But he goes through a lot just to make us smile and laugh. Thank you for that. Last but not least, I want to thank Wendy for putting our needs before her own and for constantly wanting the best for us in everything we do. Not just volleyball, but in life. We want to thank her for the hours of dedication, tears, and mental pain we put her through. Thank you for having so much faith in us, and it doesn't even matter to you who's on the other side of the net. You still have faith that we will win. Thank you for always making us feel like winners. Even when we give you lots of second place trophies, we still love you, and thank you for that. I'd also like to thank Shelly Staple, I don't know where you are, but thank you so much. We have a lot of meetings that she makes for us, and she puts a lot of time into, so thank you, Shelly. Thank you all for being a part of our lives.
All right, thank you, Lady Rebels. Okay,
What a great heartfelt thank you from the volleyball team to the coaching staff, to those who help them out, and the assistants, the managers, everything like that. We'll dip now back into a little bit of a warm-up. Special night on senior night. We would love to see these seniors ball out and do their absolute best. Free of injury for both teams. What an exciting time this is. And we'll go ahead and dip a little bit back into Coach Lamborn's interview. We might dip out just a little bit early. Here's Coach Lamborn again.
It's the level that we're playing. You know, we're playing at a 3A level most of the time. A lot of the teams that we play, Wyoming teams or the other teams that we're playing, are all at a 3A level. We play our region, which is our only 1A level that we really play, and the rest of the time we're always playing high. So that's what you want, I think.
Coach, it's great to be here and talk with you a little bit about practice this week. You're getting some people back. What have you and your coaches specifically looked forward to the Richfield tournament to do? You touched up on playing some higher teams. Is there any team in particular you want to see, or maybe you want to stab back at it that you've seen in the past?
You know, no, Richfield, that's what Richfield is really good for us. There's not any mental blocks usually down there, and we can just go play really good volleyball, and they're really good teams that are there. It's a really fun tournament. We usually have a really positive, or really positive mentally, and it just gives us lots of really good reps right before we head to state, and it kind of pulls your team together in 2 days real quick to finish out your season.
Coach, this year is a little bit different, seeing as now we have some fans in the stands. We're able to have a little bit of momentum and a traveling team, and we're able to play on some floors that are familiar. What is this tournament going to do that's going to be different from last year?
You know, playing at UVU is a really fun experience. They do a really good job there and treat us really well. And actually going to the Sevier Center this week in this tournament, the Richfield tournament, we usually play on the same floors that we'll be playing on at the state tournament. They're kind of a different floor, so the kids have to get used to how far they can transition off before they're off the floor. Sometimes that's a little tricky, so this tournament's good for us to prepare for state.
Coach, it's been great to talk with you. Is there anything else you want to touch up on before we end this interview today?
I don't think so.
Awesome. Coach, thanks so much for your time. We'll go ahead and take a second and a break here on the Coach's Corner.
We're going to welcome you now, and now we will officially get into the presentation of the colors as well as the starting lineup. We'll take a step aside as the Rich Lady Rebel cheer squad will do this for us. get into our starting lineup. Brought to you by Lutz Construction. We're going to gain all of the varsity players tonight. Special thanks to our boosters.
We have number 2, Madison Curry.
Here we go, Tabiona.
Number 5, Hadley Henderson.
Hadley Henderson, number 5.
Macy Rhodes.
Macy Rhodes, number 8.
Number 12, Adiana Allred.
Adiana Allred.
Number 2, McKinley Strebel.
McKinley
And
Strebel.
now for your starters for Tabiona, we have number 1, Mercedes Rhodes.
Mercedes Rhodes, number 1.
Number 4, Cicely Fabrizio.
Cicely Fabrizio.
Number 10, Taylor Thomas.
Number 10, Taylor Thomas.
Number 11, Abby Rhodes.
Number 11, Abby Rhodes.
Number 2, Cadence Bagley. Number 23,
Cadence Bagley.
Gracie Fabrizio.
Gracie Fabrizio.
And number 30, Briella Allred.
Briella Allred.
Good luck, Lady Tigers.
Good luck, Lady Tigers, as we now dip into the starting lineup for your Rich Rebels. Very fitting. We're going to be seeing some of these girls for the last time on senior night. Our student section is getting rowdy. Darlene Peterson, number 8.
Number 10,
Ellie Argyle, number 10. Casey Wilson, number 9. Violet Taylor, the 5'6" outside hitter. Haiti Pugmire, 5'7" in the middle. Hannah Scott, 5'8" in the middle as well. Cassidy Grohl, number 3. Kaylee Hatch, number 5. Dixie Huffaker, 5'8", middle. Here we go. Number 12, Ambria Lutz. She centers the right side.
Number 15,
Taylor McKee. Consistent setter, leads the team. Annie Peart, number 20.
Number 23, and number 44,
Mackenzie Smith, number 44. Special thanks to our coaches. Let's get ready to roll. We'll take a quick second for a break here, and we'll come right back to you as this has been a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Volleyball on 98.3 The Wildlife.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
We're going to welcome you back now to the pregame show. Now we're going to dip into the Laketown Ledger. Special thanks from the town of Laketown and also to the town of Laketown, as this is Mayor Burdette Weston. Council members Dallas Clark, Gary Ogilvie, Eldon Robinson, and Delora White. Clerk Amber Drosbeck. Last time these teams met, 18th of September, a couple weeks ago. 3-0 win by the Lady Rebels. Huffaker and Peart with 10 kills each. The Lady Rebels are 35-0 all-time against Tabiona. Let's go ahead and dip into the live cam, and we will clear our scoreboard as we get ready now to see an amazing matchup by two fantastic teams. Each of these teams respectively fighting at the top of region to get their way at a high seed in the state tournament. Your Rich Lady Rebels hoping to make quite a run this year, as they were one stop short last year in the state tournament. They're hoping to get it to the very end and hold that trophy up and bring it back to Randolph. The ball is going into play as we get ready now for opening serve, brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet. Service by Mercedes Rhodes will go out the back line As that opening serve brought to you by Pam Cornea with Town and Country Realty. Rich will go up 1-0. Here's Mackenzie Smith. Smith, service up and overtaken on the back line of Tabiona. It will go high off of the forearms of Abby Rhodes and out of bounds to the right. Your Rich Rebels up 2-0 so far. Mackenzie Smith finding her spot, sends it over. Cleared and taken by Tabiona. An attack from the middle by Abby Rhodes will go out the back line, hitting the west wall and the cheerleaders over there. We're at 3-0 already. Your Rich Rebels. Service by Smith, taken on the back line of Tabiona. 10-foot line set up here, high and outside to the left. Into the net on the attempt by Taylor Thomas. And 4-0, your reading. Here comes Smith again. A quick 4-0 run already for the Rich Rebels. And, I mess up on the wording, and Mackenzie, she's going to let the ball sail on her and go out the back line just a little bit. 4-1. I think I'm just excited for the Richville tournament. That's what it is. Here comes service from McKinley Strebel. Taken by Smith near the 10-foot line and set up in the middle to Peart, high and outside to the right, and it will hit the back line and inbounds for the first Bear Lake Realty kill by Annie Peart. That was a great assist there by Taylor McKee in the middle, back setting to the right for Annie Peart. Here's Annie Peart to serve. 5-1 is your reading, and that will be a Crawford Trough ace. That ball will dive and hit the hardwood right in front of McKinley Strebel. 6-1. Annie Peart on senior night. Jumping serve up and over near the libero. Taken by the libero. High and outside to the left for Fabrizio. Fabrizio gets blocked by McKee and Huffaker. Down it will go onto the Tabiona side. And that will be the first block. And it will be paired with the first timeout of the game taken by Tabiona. That is a T7 propane in Woodruff timeout. Let's go ahead and keep it here as we're going to go ahead and go into the Bear Lake Realty Fan Cam. Let's look at all these fantastic students that have come out to support the Lady Rebels. What a rowdy crowd, and they do rowdy right. That is an absolute fact. Look at these fantastic students coming out wearing neon to support these girls on senior night. Your new home, one call away in Bear Lake, 435-946-8888. Give Gary McKee a call. He's going to help you out and hook you up. Back into live coverage, up 6 points in the first set, brought to you by Auto Farms Chevrolet. Here comes Annie. Jumping serve, up and over, across the tape, and that will go out the back line. What was initially, from my perspective, going to hit the line, it will go and sail just a little bit out. And a service error by Annie, very uncharacteristic, as she is leading the team with 36 aces on the year. Service taken well by Lutz, and a setup from McKee to Huffaker in the middle, and that is a thing of beauty. That thing will get rocketed right to the back line of Tabiona and down. Huffaker. I don't know if you joined me earlier on in the day as part of Rebel Yell, but the Rich Rebels are 10-0 when Dixie Huffaker has 7 or more kills in the match. Fun fact and a little nugget of knowledge that I kind of dug up for you as a service error from McKee will make it 8-3. Here comes Briella Allred of Tabiona. Allred sends it to Peart on the back line and then to McKee in the middle. No one there as McKee set up a ghost near the left side, and it will fall on to the Rich Rebel side for an error. Allred will get the ball back, and now they're down only 4 in the first set. Up and over taken by Annie at the back line. To McKee this time will find Lutz. Lutz sends a laser beam. It will be rallied by Tabiona and cleared over. McKee sets up Lamborn high and outside to the left. Great dig by Tabiona. They attack with Fabrizio. Fabrizio sends it to McKee. Back and forth they go, sending it back. An awkward set there as Briella Allred tries to one-handed put it back near the 10-foot line on the left, and it will fall into a dead space. 9-4. Here's Brittany Lamborn. Lamborn shaves the top of the net and sends it over. Here comes an attack from Fabrizio. Fabrizio will get that ball to bounce off of the forearms of Annie Peart on the right side and go out of bounds to the west side of the gym. Great work from Fabrizio. Fabrizio sends it over, back to Peart. Peart near the tape. McKee sends it back to Smith. Smith puts a laser beam over there. It's rallied by Tabiona, cleared over by Bagley. McKee back set for Lutz. Lutz not able to get high enough to get that one up and over the net, just a little bit off. A little bit of just in a little bit awkward position. Lutz just puts it into the net. We're now at 9-6. Fabrizio sends it over again, this time to Lamborn. Lamborn is going to over-return, and it will be dunked back onto the Rich side by Taylor Thomas. That is called capitalization of errors, and Taylor Thomas did it perfectly. Fabrizio sends it to Smith. Smith off of her forearms to McKee, and it needs to be cleared over by Lamborn, which it is. Fabrizio gets it again, and then in the middle, Allred there. It's going to be dancing on top of the tape after an attempted dump set by Taylor Thomas, and it rolled on the net for about a good 4 feet to the left, and it will fall onto the Tabiona side. Substitution, Huffaker will come out, and Grohl will come in. They're up 3 in the first set by Auto Farm Chevrolet. Grohl sends it to the back right corner, and then this time, Allred will set up her teammate, Bagley, but it will go out of bounds to the left as she kind of climbed the ladder there near the judge standing in the tower. Now we're at 11-7. Grohl sends it over again. It will go off of the forearms on an attempted dig out of bounds by Bagley. That ball will go into the stands, and that will be a Crawford Trough ace for Grohl. 12-7. Getting to see some seniors really ball out as Grohl sends it back over again, and she might get another ace. No, this time Tabiona clears it over. McKee to Lutz. Lutz sends it in the middle for Peart. Peart puts a laser beam at Fabrizio, and it is rallied well and cleared over by Tabiona. McKee then to Lutz, slapped over the 10-foot line by Peart. In the middle, here's Tabiona at the 10-foot line, clearing it back over, and Grohl digs that one up near the net. McKee hopping on 1 foot, setting up Smith on the left side. Taken well by Tabiona, and a great dig there as a back and forth battle, and a side tap at the Rebel logo will go off of 2 Tabiona players and out the back line from Annie Peart. Really fun to watch as if you're watching on mylocalradio.com, we're seeing McKee kind of hop on 1 foot on occasion. Here's a back set from Allred. And an attack from Tabiona taken well by Rich. Here's Annie Peart with an attack of her own. It will be in and in the back right corner, right in front of the judge with the flag. And that's another Bear Lake Realty kill and double the points. Double the points as Annie making her presence known and doing what she does best. Grohl on a little bit of a run, sends it on over. Allred to the middle of the defense, and it will be cleared over by Tabiona. McKee setting up Smith high and outside to the left. Smith sends it over, and then an over return from Tabiona will lead to a dunk by Annie Peart. Her 4th, I believe, of the match, somewhere around that point. If we were doing basketball, she'd be hanging on the rim, but not this time. Grohl and company on a little bit of a run here, and she will go ahead and put it into the net after quite a good amount of points racked up from the Rebel offense. Here comes Taylor Thomas of Tabiona, finding her mark and jump serve up and over, taken by Smith at the 10-foot line. McKee, actually, an attempted spot set by Mackenzie Smith near the 10-foot line will go out the back line. McKee has come out and Hatch has come in as we are now at 15-8. Miscommunication from Lamborn and Grohl as they both go for the dig and the reception on the back right corner of the Rebel defense. It will go off their forearms and out of bounds. 15-10. Here's Thomas, up and over, this time directly to Grohl. Grohl to Hatch in the middle. Peart will get the setup and put a laser beam over, but it'll be handled well by Tabiona. Here comes an attack from Tabiona, specifically Bagley. Bagley sends this one over, and here comes a tip from Smith. A couple touches and an eventual clearance by Tabiona. Hatch, back set for Annie Peart. Peart puts a laser beam there, and it will be handled by Tabiona and cleared over. Lutz sends it behind her as Hatch keeps it alive, and Rich sends that one over. Fabrizio to Allred. Then to Rhodes in the middle. Rhodes does her best broad jump impression and jumps high and slaps it over right at Lamborn, and that will find its mark off of her and out of bounds, 15-11. Thomas up and over to Lamborn, taken on the back line, hits the top of the ceiling, and then will go out to the left and then popped over by Mackenzie Smith. Allred will set up Rhodes in the middle. That will be a block from Annie Peart. She knows it, she feels it, and she is feeding this crowd. That is an epic recreation block from Annie Peart. 16-11. The ball will roll back to Ambria Lutz, who finds her mark and serves up and over. Taken there by Allred. Then Rhodes to Rhodes again, and there will be a dug up by Rich. Here is a clearance and a slap from Annie Peart. Annie will find the back right corner, right to the side on the right. Hits the line, and it will be in for a Bear Lake Realty kill, and that is quite a few for her on the night. 5 so far, 17-11. Ambria Lutz with a Crawford Trough ace. Tabiona almost did a Matrix-like move as the ball kind of shaved the top of the head of Fabrizio and down. Here comes service again from Lutz. This time fielded by the libero and then sent over to Rich. Hatch in the middle, setting up Mackenzie Smith high and outside to the left. It will be touched by Tabiona, sent back to the Rich side, but out of bounds to the right near the 10-foot line. 19-11, here's Lutz. This time, Lutz will send it out the back line just a little too far. One too many reps on the bicep curls. 12-19. Over the top of the tape. And 3 touches by Rich and 3 Rebels on the ground, attempting to keep that alive, and a ace from Mercedes Rhodes. Rhodes sends it over to Lamborn in the middle of the defense, and then Hatch sends it to Smith out on the left near the 10-foot line. Smith, great placement as she makes the back row of Tabiona come up, but not enough as Tabiona gets it up in the air, but it will go straight into the net and down onto their side, 20-13. Smith sends that one over off of the forearms. 3 touches and a clearance by Tabiona. Lutz to Hatch on the right side in the middle. Here comes Peart with a tap. Hits the 10-foot line exactly near the right and the student section. Near the student section for a Bear Lake Realty kill. Her 6th of the match and then the 6th of the first set. Mackenzie Smith surveys the court like a quarterback. Puts it right at Henderson. Henderson able to keep that alive and then cleared over by Rhodes. Rhodes to Grohl in the middle. Hatch will set up Lamborn high and outside to the left. Fingertips. And then down onto the Tabiona side. Here's Smith again. Service out the back line for Smith. The magic will run out. 6 service errors so far for the Rich Rebels. Not something that you'd like to see, as Strebel will do the exact same for Tabiona and put it onto the west side of the gym, out the back line. 23-14. 2 points away from the end of the first set. Let's see if your Rich Rebels can put it away, and they have the leader to serve to do it off the top of the tape from Annie Peart, and then clearance and an attack by Tabiona. Libero puts it almost out of bounds, and then a great clearance by Tabiona to the back line. Hatch in the middle for Huffaker. Huffaker attacks, and it's dug up. Allred will set up Rhodes in the middle. Rhodes will survey, read quickly, and put it to the left after quite a few hands go up to block her. Inbounds onto the Rich side. 15 points for Tabiona. Abby Rhodes sends it over The ball close to the net and cleared over by Hatch, right in front of the tape. Here's a setup in the middle for Thomas. Thomas is dug up by Peart, and then Hatch will set up Lamborn. Lamborn hits it off of the fingertips of the front row, and the ball will go out of bounds into the student section for points for your Rich Rebels. Here comes set point with Kaylee Hatch back to serve. Up and over, taken by the back line. All red, setting up Fabrizio high and outside to the left. Fabrizio finds her mark and does what she does best. Fabrizio is looked to as a momentum builder for this team, and she does exactly that. Although they are down still 8 points, the ball will go to Thomas. Thomas sends it to Smith near the back line, and Hatch will set up Huffaker high and outside to the left. Great dig by Tabiona and an attack by Fabrizio. Hatch in the middle, setting up Huffaker. Over the front line. Back and forth these teams go. Out of bounds after an attempt at a dump set by Taylor Thomas, and it was the right read. It wasn't the right placement. The first set will go to your Rich Rebels on senior night, with Annie Peart leading the way with multiple kills. I believe she had 6 or 7 in that first set. Let's go ahead and take a quick breather here on 98.3 The Wildlife. This has been a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on mylocalradio.com.
Atlas Home Health and Hospice provides skilled nursing and physical therapy services in your home in Rich County. In-home service providers include Natalie Cornea, Kyle Argyle, Bradley Stokes, and Bradley Holmes. Call today for more information.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
They say the 3 most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you'll get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
We welcome you back. We're getting ready for the second set. Brought to you by LSR Refrigerated. Darren, Tricia, and the entire Wallentine family wish the Rebels good luck in all that they do. We'll go ahead and touch up on some stats from the first set, brought to you by Rob Leifson. The man, the myth, the legend, Rob Leifson. He's already taken, though, so I can't advertise him any more than that. Rob, coming up with some great stats. The Rich Rebels with 11 kills and 4 aces. However, on the on the left hand, 6 service errors for the Rich Rebels. Not something that you want to see, and hopefully we'll get that cleaned up. That first set will be taken 25-16 by your Rich Rebels. Dipping now into live camera. We'll go ahead and clear our scoreboard. As we get ready, Taylor McKee back out onto the court. She will serve up and over. Here is a short set in the middle. It will be blocked by Huffaker and kept alive and cleared over by Tabiona. Here's McKee in the middle. They're going to feed Lamborn outside and to the left off the top of the tape. McKee keeps that one alive. Lamborn tries again. Dug up there by Fabrizio. Fabrizio sets up Rhodes in the middle. Here's McKee. Short set for Huffaker. Huffaker laser beam off of the top of the fingertips of Abby Rhodes and out of bounds. Huffaker's really feeling it tonight, as we said before. if she gets on a roll, it's really hard to stop Rich. Here's McKee. McKee will put that one into the net. I'm sure that her foot is probably playing a little bit of a role in how she feels. Here's Mercedes Rhodes, 1-1, and they'll trade service errors into the net, more specifically to the right side, closest to me here. Here's the Rich Rebels going from right to left. This time Lamborn will send it at the back line. Fabrizio with the bump and then a clearance by the libero of Tabiona. Ambria Lutz setting up Ellie Argyle on the left. It will hit the antenna and points will go to Tabiona. 2-2. Good to have Ellie Argyle back as well as McKee. They're both out onto the court right now. Service from Strebel taken by Ellie. And then a clearance by Lamborn near the 10-foot line. Libero, and then short set in the middle for Rhodes. That short set not working, and the Rebels there to find an epic recreation block and put it right back onto the Tabiona side. Huffaker is going to come out, and Smith is going to come in. Here to serve, Mackenzie Smith. Taken there by Tabiona, a setup for Fabrizio, high and outside to the left. Dug up by Smith, and then McKee in the middle for Peart. Peart this time not able to find her mark as that attempted tap. Up and over, not able to get over the top of the tape. It will fall down onto the Rich side, and we're tied 3-3. Here's Abby Rhodes sending it right at Lamborn, and Lamborn not able to corral that one in. She puts it near the tape, and it will go into the opening between the post and the tape. Tabiona with their first lead of the night. Smith receives high and outside for Argyle. Argyle clears that one over with a bump, and here comes an attack from Fabrizio outside and to the left. Annie Peart. Great work from her. She's able to read the defense, and near the left side of the 10-foot mark, she will slap it over and find that dead spot. We're tied 4-4 here in the second set, brought to you by LSR Refrigerated. All red to Thomas. McKee in the middle for Peart. Peart, bread and butter. To the right side of the court it goes, and that will bounce off of Strebel and into the stands for a Bear Lake Realty kill. Ambria Lutz dives. That thing is a curveball, a sinker. Way up into the air it goes, and it will fall 2 inches inbounds in front of the back line of Tabiona. 6-4, again service. This time handled well and then cleared over by Fabrizio. McKee puts that one in the middle for Peart. Peart through the front line and then cleared over by Tabiona. That will go out of bounds, and great communication by the Rich Rebels. Near the back left corner, here is Ambria Lutz. Lutz sends that one over, and then here is Allred setting up Fabrizio outside to the left. Initial bump, and here's McKee setting up Argyle outside to the left of their own. That attack from Argyle, though, will sail on her, and it will hit the Rebel logo located on the east side of the gymnasium. Cutting the lead down to 2, here is Allred for Tabiona. Argyle receives. Kind of staying in the same spot near the left at the 10-foot mark, and then eventually cleared over. That is going to be a 2-hit call on Briella Allred as she's trying to set up her teammate cross court. And points will go to your Rich Rebels. Ellie Argyle in the game, and now here to serve the junior. Quite a firecracker, and this time her attempted serve will go out the back line for another service error. 8-6. Cicely Fabrizio, the sophomore, trades service errors with Ellie Argyle, and that will go into the same spot that Ellie put it, out the back line. 9-6. Annie Peart, jumping serve into the middle of the defense, off of Fabrizio, almost out of bounds, and cleared by Fabrizio after being kept alive. McKee setting up in the middle for Huffaker. Huffaker sends that one over, and it's a return back to the Rich side. Peart will send it in the middle and then cleared over by Huffaker on the Rebel logo. Allred will set up back set for Rhodes. Rhodes will put a missile into the arms of Huffaker and McKee, and that ball will actually go out of bounds back onto the Tabiona side. Still points, but it looked cool. Taylor Thomas. Sails on her as that's a service error out the back line. We're at 10-7. Quite a few service errors, something that you want to clean up, especially at this point in the year for both teams getting ready for the state tournament. Abby Rhodes tries to keep that one up and alive, and McKee will set up Lamborn high and outside to the left, and that will be a Comet coming back down to earth right in front of the back row of Tabiona and down for a Bear Lake Realty kill. McKee, back from injury, shaves the top of the tape, and then that ball will be careened and cleared over. That's a miscommunication and a little bit of a frustration for the Tabiona Tigers, kind of boiling over as they're telling each other, hey, don't get in my lane, dude. Here we go. 12-7 service and a short set for Rhodes, and that will be a block from Huffaker and Lamborn. Let's go ahead and take a look back at that. There's service from McKee. It'll be reeled in, and then a short set in the middle for Rhodes. We're getting... Here we go. This comes a service from McKee. McKee puts it out the back line for a service error. As we get cheers for a certain announcer in the stadium. He's a good guy, so I hear. Here comes a service from Mercedes Rhodes off of Ellie Argyle out the back line and off of her forearms. That's a ace for her. Here's Rhodes again. Back to Argyle, this time handled well at the 10-foot line. Back set here to the right for Lamborn, and that will sail on her out of bounds over the back left corner. Rhodes sends it again to Argyle, and this will find its mark, and it will go out of bounds. Argyle not able to keep that one under wraps, and now Tabiona is down only 2 points here in the second set, brought to you by LSR Refrigerated. Here's McKee in the middle setting up Huffaker. Huffaker will get blocked by Allred and Rhodes in the middle. Have you ever wondered what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? Well, that time the immovable object sent it back, and then here's a service error from Mercedes Rhodes. I'm a little behind on my scoreboard, 14-12. A little bit of a confusion now as Lamborn will serve and Argyle will move forward to the front line. Lamborn, service into the net. The Yips. Buck fever. Call it what you will, but the Rich Rebels have quite a few service errors on the night. And it's contagious, and it's moving over to the Tabiona side as Briella Allred will sail that one way out of bounds out the back line. Mackenzie Smith back in for the Rich Rebels. There's a good clearance. Fabrizio takes it well, and she'll get an attempted setup in the middle. That's an attempted assist from Rhodes to Rhodes in the middle, and that will go into the net. 16-13. Smith sends that one over again to the libero of Tabiona. Into the middle and over the front line. Here on the offensive, Annie Peart sends it right to Allred. Allred then to the middle. Tabiona attacks. Argyle sends it back into the middle and it'll be cleared over. Good placement. And Annie Peart tried to get that one up and over. It was a little awkward dancing on top of the tape. 14-16. Here is Abby Rhodes into the net. Back to serve for your Rich Rebels, Ambria Lutz. That took a dive, but it's handled well by Tabiona and needs to be cleared over on the third touch, which it is. Back to Lutz. McKee in the middle for Annie Peart. And, she's on another level when it comes to reading defenses. Annie Peart has gone to the School of Reading Defenses Here comes an attack from Fabrizio outside and to the left, and then to Smith. Smith digs well, and then McKee will set up Argyle. Argyle tries to put it in the back left corner, but it is handled well by Tabiona. Here comes an offensive set from Rich. McKee to Peart in the middle. Laser beam sent back to the Rich side. Let's try this one again. Back set to Peart. Peart off of the forearms of Allred. Way to stand your ground, and here's a clearance again. Lutz to McKee. McKee jumps high on the Rebel logo and then just kind of does a nice little layup move up and over the tape. Watch out for her, as she's going to be playing some basketball too. 19-14. Lutz into the net. You know, if I had a nickel for how many times the ball's gone into the net tonight, I'd be able to pay off my college tuition. And I'm going to tell you this much, it's a little bit of money. Here comes Tabiona. Tabiona, and in offensive attack from Peart. What an amazing dig by Allred, and cleared over by Tabiona. McKee in the middle, outside and to the left for Argyle. Argyle has her attack kept alive by Tabiona in a battle at the tape, and a touch of the net. It will be called on Tabiona, and points will go to the Rich Rebels. They're up 20-15. Hatch and McKee splitting time tonight, as McKee will get a little bit of a rest, and Hatch will take over setting duties. Doing a great job. Ellie Argyle will find a Crawford Trough ace. It will go to the back right corner. Briella Allred will try and, lasso that thing in there. Keep it alive, but just misreads it, and will go off of her forearms into the student section. 21-15. Argyle again. Let's see if she can do it twice. Kind of. Allred keeps it alive, though, and it is cleared over by Tabiona. Argyle on the back line, and then in the middle, McKee. I want to say McKee, but it's actually Hatch. Hatch out to Lamborn outside to the left and down near the 10-foot line. Bear Lake Realty kill for Lamborn. 22-15. Argyle. This time out of bounds to the right and out the back line. There's not been a lot of timeouts in this game. I wonder how it's affecting the teams, as the service error plague strikes Fabrizio, and she puts it into the net again. 23-16. Annie Peart getting some cheers off the top of the tape and down for a Crawford Trough ace. That is when the net is your friend. I heard that from someone I knew once. Here she goes again. This is set point in the second set. An attack here for Tabiona. And will find the back left corner. Ellie Argyle not able to get back to her defensive position, as they add some points for Tabiona. Here's Taylor Thomas. Jumping serve over to Annie Peart. Shaves the top of the ceiling and then slapped over by Huffaker. And then a tandem attack from Lamborn and Huffaker right smack dab in the middle will fall, I want to say, equally the distance between every single defender of Tabiona right smack dab in the middle. That is a 25-17 win. A 25-17 win for your Rich Lady Rebels in the second set, as now we can see the Station on Main scoreboard. And we'll go ahead and dip more into adding points to the Rich Rebel set score. And then clear the points, 2-0. Annie Peart doing what she does best. What more can I say? We'll go ahead and take a break and a step aside here on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Volleyball on 98.3 The Wildlife, as well as on mylocalradio.com.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels. West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
We welcome you back, Rich Rebel fans, as we get ready for the third set, brought to you by Rich County Government. Rich County Government, Rebels with a champion cause. That second set. Stats. Stats brought to you by Rob Lafesome himself. Here we go. 9 kills for the Rich Rebels, 2 for Tabiona. Service errors for each team, 6 and 7 respectively. The score was 14-13. Rich ends on a 9-4 run, and that will put them up and over the top. And that will leave things for a winning combination for your Rich Rebels. We're going to call a little bit this game very exciting as your student section incredibly loud and a little much for my microphone. That's a good thing. This first opening serve brought to you by Pam Cornea with Town and Country Realty in Garden City. Out onto the floor we have McKee, Peart, Smith, Lamborn, Huffaker, and Lutz. Basically the Avengers of Rich High School. Here comes service taken by Smith, and then we'll go to McKee in the middle, setting up Peart. Peart wastes no time. No time. Finds the right side and slaps it over after rising up above the defense of Tabiona for a Bear Lake Realty kill, and that is, she's getting close to double digits, if not in the double digits. She's in she's in the double digits. Here comes an attack from Tabiona. Tabiona will attack, but it will go out the back line. Smith and company on a 2-0 run to start the third set. Over to the libero of Tabiona. Short set in the middle for Rhodes. Finally, the short set works for them, and she's able to smack that thing across and find the back left corner. That short set, I'm surprised they've been going to it so often because the success rate is not so high. But here, nonetheless, here comes Strebel. Strebel will go ahead and send it to Lutz, and Lutz to Peart out of bounds, but kept alive and cleared. Rhodes will set up Fabrizio, and Fabrizio finds her mark, and that will go off of the forearms of McKee on the right side of the court and bounce off of her forehead and down onto the Rich side. We're tied 2-2. McKinley Strebel. Out of bounds, out the back line. Service error. 3-2. Annie Peart. Peart off of the high mark forearms and her third Crawford Trough ace off of Fabrizio. Peart serving again. This time out of bounds. It looked good, but the mark just not in bounds enough. 4-3. Rhodes sends it to Smith. McKee to Lamborn Hine outside and to the left. Here comes a setup for Fabrizio outside to the left of their own. It will deflect off of the front row of McKee and Huffaker, and then it will be kind of awkward for Lutz to handle, and it will fall off of Lutz's fingers and down near the 10-foot line. 4-4. Right over the top of the tape. That will be inbounds and an ace for Rhodes. And that will be a 5-4 lead for Tabiona. Abby Rhodes to serve. Over. That'll be inbounds. 2 back-to-back aces for Rhodes. That's her third of the night. You can definitely tell watching Rhodes that she is a center of energy. Here comes service again. This time taken by Lamborn. It might be an over-return and a battle by McKee, and then that ball defies the laws of physics after the pancake dig, it will fly and float up in the air and not be read well by Tabiona and down. Here comes a Crawford Trough ace for Taylor McKee. Sends that one up and over, and it will hit the back line of Tabiona and out of bounds. Here she goes again. Touch the top of the tape, and then here comes a setup for Rhodes in the middle. Actually, that's Thomas. Thomas sends right at Mackenzie Smith. Smith is set up to the left about 2 feet behind the 10-foot line, and not able to reel that one in for Rich. That gives Tabiona with a 1-point lead. Allred sends that one over to Peart on the back line, and it will be kept alive and set up for Hoffaker. Hoffaker probably could have hung with her elbow over the top of the tape. I don't think, frankly, I think she can jump higher than I can. Puts it down for the Bear Lake Realty kill. We're tied again. Lamborn to Tabiona. Allred in the middle for Rhodes. Rhodes sends it cross court, and then here comes an attack from Smith onto the left. That'll be inbounds. Splitting Strebel and Abby Rhodes on the back line. Pretty close here in the third set, brought to you by Rich County Government. Service taken by Tabiona well and then put into the middle. An attempted spot set from Tabiona is dug up, and then an attack from Hoffaker will go off of the fingertips off of a diving Abby Rhodes. She dives out to the left, and it will go off of her hands and out of bounds. 2-point lead for your Rich Rebels. Here's Lamborn. Service. Over and out of bounds. Out the back line in the middle. Cicely Fabrizio with the ball. Serves. Dug up by Peart in the middle. Back set from McKee to Lutz. That one's dug up by Tabiona in the middle. Thomas too far to the right on her attack. 10-8. Hoffaker out. Grohl will come in. Grohl. Knuckleball. Dug up, and then the reception will go into the tape from Tabiona for points for your Rich Rebels. 3-point lead as the momentum going Rich's way. Well taken, and a back set in the middle for Tabiona. Not capitalized. Here comes Rich, and Annie Peart will put it at Fabrizio. Great dig by Fabrizio. Out and to the left. Rhodes will send it. Kept alive by Lamborn. Slapped over by Smith. Here's Allred setting up her teammate out inside to the left. Dug up. McKee setting up Smith to the left. That's going to be put back onto the Rich side. And it needs to be slapped over by Lamborn. Lamborn sends it over, and then an over return into the arms of Annie Peart will get dunked on, and then Rhodes not able to get underneath it as her attempted pancake dig will go out of bounds to the right into the stands. Grohl. Fabrizio decides to take that one, and that will be an attack from Tabiona. In the middle, Lutz for Peart. Peart causes Briella Allred to squat very deeply. It will go over her head and hit inbounds near the back left corner. 13-8. Grohl. Run, run, run as fast as you can. Eventually, you're going to put it into the net. That's not how the nursery rhyme goes. Here comes Tabiona. Dug up by Smith at the 10-foot line. McKee high and outside to the left for Peart. Peart puts it too low, and 4 hits will be called on the Rich Rebels as that ball bounces back. 5-point lead, 14-9 for your Rich Rebels. Lamborn handles it well on the back line, goes to McKee, and a back set for Lutz. Lutz gets some help from the front line of Tabiona, and Tabiona will go up to block, but it will go off of their forearms and down quicker than what it would have been if she would have just hit it by herself. That's the risk you run. Service, third hit for Tabiona. High and outside to the left on a setup from McKee. Handled well. Short set in the middle for Rhodes. It's going to be dug up. Great dig in a Town of Woodruff dig by Lutz. Lutz and then Briella Allred in the middle for Rhodes. Rhodes to Grohl. Grohl off the top of the net. And it will be hit off the top of the ceiling, and points will be called for the Tabiona Tigers as that return will go off the top of the ceiling down onto the Tabiona side. 14-11. McKee puts it back into the middle for Smith. Smith, great placement, but it's dug up well by Tabiona. Tabiona attacks, and Abby Rhodes will climb the ladder near the Rebel logo and put it out the back line. Too far to the west is where that ball will fall. Look at that. I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it. Here comes Smith. Smith, third touch for Tabiona, taken by Grohl at the 10-foot line. Hatch in the middle, who has subbed out McKee to Peart. Peart puts it into the net, and she is she's excited. Let's just say that. She's excited, but she puts that one into the net. 3-point lead for your Rich Rebels, and back to serve McKinley Strebel of Tabiona. Strebel sends it to Lamborn out into the left, and then Hatch keeps it alive in the middle. It'll be cleared over by Rich. The libero, Gracie Fabrizio. And then an attack from Rhodes will find the back left corner after she gets the setup from Fabrizio on the back line. 2-point lead for Rich. That ball will take a dive. Dug up by Lutz, high and outside for Lamborn. Lamborn off the top of the tape, and it will fall onto the Tabiona side for a Bear Lake Realty kill. Grohl comes out. Great production by Grohl as Huffaker will come in. Annie Peart will send it to Fabrizio on the back line. Short set in the middle for Rhodes. Rhodes sneaks it past Huffaker, and that ball going MLB fast. That's her 5th kill. That's Rhodes' 5th kill. MLB fastball right to the back line of Rich will fall, and it is 14-16. Service error from Tabiona. Too far out of bounds out the back line. 17-14. Hatch sends over her service, and then Fabrizio will put it back into play and then cleared over by Taylor Thomas. Lutz sets up Huffaker in the middle. Taken well, and here comes an offensive from Tabiona. That's Taylor Thomas putting it right on Annie Peart, and Annie not able to get that one up. 2-point lead. It is 17-15 in the third set, sponsored by Rich County Government. Taylor Thomas, no, that's Briella Allred sends it over, and here comes an attack from Rich. That's Huffaker. Huffaker, her attack will go off of the front line, and then off of 2 touches out of bounds to the left. Service from Lamborn. Here's Briella Allred setting up Fabrizio outside to the right. Hatch now setting up Smith outside to the left. That's a great placement and a great Bear Lake Realty kill by Smith as she finds her mark about 3 feet in front of the back line. That is a 19-15 lead and our first timeout of the first set. I'm going to go ahead and rest my mouth as I talk way too much. We'll go ahead and take a step aside here on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Volleyball on 98.3 The Wildlife, as well as on mylocalradio.com.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep.
In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
Back to the third set, brought to you by Rich County Government. Here's Brittany Lamborn. Service right to Fabrizio on the back left corner. Allred will set up to the left. Mercedes Rhodes. Rhodes will get dug up by Lamborn on the back line, and then Hatch in the middle for Huffaker. Dug up by Tabiona. Back over to the Rich side. Smith high in the air for Hatch. Then Peart at the 10-foot line will slap that one up and over. Allred smack dab in the middle of the offense to Fabrizio. Fabrizio laser beam. Dug up by Rich. Huffaker getting the setup from Hatch. Fabrizio with her attack blocked at the line, and here comes an attack at the tape. Back and forth, and a clearance. And Fabrizio. Man, what a great sequence. Fabrizio puts that one into the tape and down onto the Tabiona side. 5 points now separate your Rich Rebels from the end of the match. 20-15. Here's Hatch setting up Lutz in the middle. Here's Huffaker. Huffaker down and to the left. They're going to call into the net on Huffaker, though. It's probably, that is the right call, as she was touching and a little bit too close. 20-16. Your Rich Rebels playing with a little bit of swagger right now. Fabrizio sends that one up and over to Smith off of the top of the ceiling. Slapped over by Peart. Peart into the net and down. Cicely Fabrizio, the sophomore, 5'8", middle blocker. Service taken by Lamborn in the middle. Hatch back set there for Lutz. Lutz. Here comes an attack from Tabiona. Lutz clears it over. It's an over return. Good thing that was kept alive. Hatch sends that one back and over and clears it. Rhodes setting up Taylor in the middle off of the forearms of Huffaker and up in the air. Huffaker attacks. It will be down. Find its mark. Count it. Bear Lake Realty kill for Huffaker. That number for Huffaker is 7. The magic number 7. We have hit it. Every time that Huffaker has had 7 or more kills in a match, your Rich Rebels are undefeated on the year. Substitution as Allred is going to come into the front line and Grohl will serve. Out of bounds. Points will go to Tabiona. Service now by Taylor Thomas. Off of Lamborn into the ceiling, and then Grohl puts it in the more manageable position. Smith clears that one over. Allred will set up her teammate. Bagley on the left side, and it will sail out of bounds. 22-18. Ambria Lutz to serve. Into the middle for Fabrizio. Short set for Tabiona. Kept alive. Great dig by Hatch to keep that one alive. Allred in the middle for Rhodes again. 2 times the magic number for Tabiona as Rhodes puts it down and it kills that ball. Going right into the middle of the defense of the Rich Rebels. 22-19. Out of bounds on the service by Mercedes Rhodes. 2 points separate us from the end of this third set. Back to serve, Mackenzie Smith. Smith up and over, taken by Fabrizio. Then in the middle, Allred will send it to Rhodes. Rhodes high into the ceilings, up and up. Hatch setting up Lamborn high and outside to the left, out of bounds. It will go out of the back line and to the left. 20-23. McKinley Strebel, 5-2. But she's able to get that one up and over to Lutz. Lutz to Hatch. Peart slaps that one up and over. In the middle, Rhodes. We'll get a call, and that ball will go out of bounds too far to the left. We get a call from the judge in the tower as that ball went cross court. Out of bounds, and here comes match point. One more. Annie Peart, service over, taken by the libero of Tabiona. Fabrizio outside to the left, and that will sail And that will put the nail in the coffin. 25-20, your final reading here in the third set, sponsored by Rich County Government. Don't turn that radio dial. Don't do it. Stay with me. We'll go ahead and do the post-game show right after this quick break here as your Rich Rebels will take this 3-0 off of a great performance by multiple players. We'll go ahead and take a step aside here as this has been a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Volleyball on 98.3 The Wildlife, as well as on mylocalradio.com.
Proudly serving the people of Randolph and Hiram, Utah since 1997. Dr. Sean Grohl with Comprehensive Family Dental offers dentistry for patients of all ages. Great care, positive environment, and fair prices. Call for an appointment today.
Sometimes you just start craving a really good, juicy burger. Add cheese, maybe some bacon, and all the fixins that make every bite even better than the bite before it. Add a side of hand-cut fries, onion rings, or crisp tater tots, and top it off with an amazing ice cream cone. Or maybe a raspberry shake. Just thinking about it makes me hungry. When your stomach is grumbling like an angry bear and your cravings call out, head right down to the Crawford Trough in Randolph. The place to eat and drink. Stop in today.
Success is no accident. It comes from constant hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and learning from failure. Laketown Mayor Burdette Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White encourage the Rich High Rebels to continue to do whatever it takes to succeed in academics, activities, and athletics. The town council and citizens of Laketown celebrate the success of all the students and staff in the Rich School District.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Welcome back, Rich Rebel fans. We need to go ahead and correct something as that Town of Laketown ad needs to be corrected. I apologize. That's an older one, and we'd like to thank Mayor Burdette Weston, council members Dallas Clark, Gary Ogilvie, Eldon Robinson, and Delora White, as well as Clerk Amber Drosbeck for supporting us. We'll get the correct names and all that fixed in the near future. Now we're going to go ahead and dip into our Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show. The final score on the Station on Main scoreboard is a 3-0 sweep for your Rich Lady Rebels here on the Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show. Let's go ahead, take one more quick break. We'll wrap up and get some stats ready for you on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Volleyball on 98.3 as well as on mylocalradio.com.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
We welcome you back to the Mound Valley Cattle Company postgame show. Special thanks to Colton Bagley, our producer in the studio, for keeping us on the air. Couldn't do it without him. Superstar Rob Leifson and my wonderful wife, who likes to drive me around and keep me good company. I love her very much, and I love covering Rich volleyball. This is the Mound Valley Cattle Company postgame show. Special thanks to Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho, wishing the Rebels much success. They found success tonight. Let's cover some of the highlights of today's game, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth. Cassidy Grohl leading the Rich Rebels on a 7-0 run with helps from her service and some aces in the first set. That was great work by Grohl to really put some work in on senior night. Then in the second set, the score 14-13. Rich ends on a 9-4 run. Great work by Annie Peart and company to keep that ball alive and the spirits high as they go ahead and take that second set. And then into the third set, taking care of business. 12 kills, 3 aces. Cutting down a little bit on the service errors as that kind of plagued both teams tonight. That was some of the highlights and part of our Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show. Those highlights have been brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho, the most caring hospital on earth. Coming up next on the Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show, we'll hear from Dr. McKay Frankham and the precision play of the game, the player of the game, and as well as the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Let's go ahead and take one more step aside, as this has been a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Volleyball on 98.3 as well as on mylocalradio.com.
For years, people from all over have counted on the competent staff and first-class facilities at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Consistently named one of the top rural hospitals in the country, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital provides a wide range of treatments no matter what you need. Whether it be a simple visit to their expanded ER, a visit to their in-house MRI machine, or if you need more advanced treatments like chemotherapy or dialysis. The staff at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital cares about your health and will do everything they can to help you. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho, the most caring hospital on earth.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Welcome back, Rich Rebel fans, as we get ready now to conclude our post-game show. First off, we're going to go ahead and thank Mound Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. And now we're going to go ahead into the Dr. McKay Frankham precision play of the game, providing precision family dentistry at affordable prices. Call for an appointment today at 307-789-8910. Here on the screen, if you are joining us on mylocalradio.com, we will now see the precision play of the game. This is a service by McKee taken by Tabiona well, and then a short set in the middle. It will be blocked by Lamborn and Huffaker. They did that all night long. That was in the second set, and that spurt a run of 9-4 to end the match, and that was great work from them, as that has been the precision play of the game. Brought to you by Dr. McKay Frankham, providing precision family dentistry at affordable prices. Let's go ahead and take one more quick break. We'll do the player of the game and the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. And then we will go ahead and end our broadcast. This has been a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Volleyball on mylocalradio.com as well as on The Wildlife.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
Welcome back, Rich Rebel fans. We're now getting into the player of the game. The player of the game will be going to Annie Peart, who had 12 kills on the night. She will share the title of player of the game with Dixie Huffaker. Dixie Huffaker able to find her mark on multiple occasions and hit the sweet spot of 7 kills. The Rich Rebels now go to 11-0, undefeated on the season when Dixie Huffaker has 7 or more kills. Congratulations to both of these wonderful girls for solid play on senior night and showing out. One thing we want to point out, hopefully we get out of these service errors, as the Rich Rebels had 15 service errors on the night. Something we want to clean up, but Tabiona only led by the most 2 points the entire game. It was handled well by the Rich Rebels. As in, we'll dip now into our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, part of our coverage of the game. Jimmy John's helped sponsor this segment in the first set. The Rebels are going to get 11 kills, 4 aces, and get the first set 25-16, helped by Cassidy Grohl on a 7-0 run. Then in the second set, a little bit closer, 14-13. Then Rich ends on a 9-4 run, spearheaded by Lamborn and Huffaker. Huge blocks in the middle off of a couple short sets by Tabiona. That's a 25-17 win. Now up 2-0, they go into the third set, take care of business. Annie Peart made quite sure that she was getting out of here with another W. And she ends the night with 12 kills. 25-20 and a 3-0 sweep for your Rich Rebels over Tabiona. That has been your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, brought to you by Jimmy John's in Evanston and Rock Springs, where fresh and fast meet every day, delivering gourmet sandwiches every time. Jimmy John's, 113 Front Street in Evanston. This is going to bring us to the end of our Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show today. We'd like to thank Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho, for all of their support of Rich High School students in all of their endeavors. That's Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho. This has been a conclusion of a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Volleyball on 98.3 The Wildlife, as well as on mylocalradio.com. Thank you for joining me as your voice of the Rich Rebels. Join me tomorrow. Tell a friend that there's a football game happening at 4 p.m. tomorrow against the North Summit Braves. We welcome in longtime coach of Rich before, Coach Jerry Holmes. Until then, you will see me tomorrow, or at least hear from me, and immediately after that, I'll be booking it down to Richfield. Booking it down to Richfield for the second half of the Richfield tournament for this volleyball team. Special thanks to everybody that tuned in. We're going to go ahead and end this broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, go Rebels.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Thank you for joining us on this Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on mylocalradio.com.